is symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Wonderful!
Hello everybody, welcome to another edition of the Good Bit Podcast. It is episode number 25 and we are here for the second installment of our wrestling series here on the Good Bit. It is the second wrestling themed episode as we go back in time to the year of 2000, January of 2000 to be more specific, as we talk about WCW Sold Out 2000. And we should note there is a reason why we are not going to the very successful and very well known Royal Rumble 2000. That's because, well, that is talked about all the time. It is universally regarded as a great pay-per-view. We thought, let's have a bit of fun. Let's go back and watch a not so great pay-per-view, something that's maybe, not particularly successful either, something that's not really talked about that often. We are going to go back in time to talk about WCW's Sold Out pay-per-view from the year of 2000 in January of 2000. WCW really on their last legs and in the Monday Night War and just the war for wrestling supremacy in general. As we talk about their kick-off to the year of 2000, not much has changed back then. They do not live underwater, they just produce bad pay-per-views. Hello again everybody, my name is Chris Moffat and I am your host, the face that runs the place, or the voice that you hear all the time. And this is episode number 25, ladies and gentlemen, a huge landmark for the Good Bit. Thinking about that now actually is kind of weird, because when we first started the Good Bit we planned to do 30 episodes in the first year. We are now in our second year, so yeah, we're talking about an old WCW pay-per-view today. I'm joined once again by the Good Bit's resident wrestling fans, Mason with no nickname, Fraser Puddin, and Jackboy Chicken Gordo. That was a chicken noise. And basically, what I wanted to do, episode 19 was the last wrestling episode, and we literally just turned the microphone on and talked about wrestling for an hour. And talked about things that, we were passionate about and the reasons why we got into wrestling in the first place when we were younger and growing up as wrestling fans. I thought it was a really fun episode. Our passion showed a lot for the wrestling business. So what I wanted to do was just to pick a wrestling show that the four of us hadn't really seen that much and just watch it, heavily critique it, analyse it ridiculously, and just kind of break it down on the show. So it's not really a review, so to speak. It's more we're just discussing this, and it's not as if you're going to have to go watch the show to know what we're talking about, because we're kind of describing everything as it comes. So don't worry if you haven't watched WCW Sold Out in years. Don't worry, you don't need to go to the network and watch it. We've got you covered in this one. The reason we've chosen this show, I don't know if we talk about this on the actual show, because I'm recording this opening separately. We recorded the episode last week, but I think the reason why we chose this one is because I was just looking for some old WCW show, and I had this one in mind because I owned this VHS when I was younger. My only outlet to WCW was this pay-per-view, was this video. But poor me, I know. It was, but at the time when I was younger, it was amazing. Do you know what I mean? It was like the best, or one of the best pay-per-views I had, because I was quite lucky when I was younger. I had lots of pay-per-views on VHS and DVD, and I guess because it was something different, I kind of liked it. People like different things, I suppose. So at the time, I had so much WWE stuff and WWF stuff. I had no ECW stuff whatsoever, and I had 3 WCW videotapes, and one of them was Sold Out 2000. So just like I'd watch WrestleMania 17 over and over and over again, another one I'd watch all the time was Sold Out 2000. And I don't know why it's not a very good show, I shall hear. There is some nice, good wee moments in the show, but nothing, major. But I guess just because, one, it was something different. 2, it was just, at that time, I was just open to anything and just loved everything wrestling. So I guess it was kind of cool at the time to sort of watch something different. And then when I was thinking about putting together a show for the Good Bit, I kind of was talking to Jackboy Chicken Gordo and asking him what he thought about certain shows, and he said, oh, by the way, I had this video when I was younger, when I was a wee boy, and Billy Kidman wrestled 3 matches on it, and it was like a come to Jesus meeting. It was like, oh my god, we are thinking about the same show. It was just like fate. It was totally bizarre, totally impromptu, had no idea it was going to happen. And that was how the decision was made. I was like, we have to do it now. There's no turning back now. So Fraser Puddin and Mason with no nickname had never seen this show. Jack Boy Chicken Gordo had watched it when he was younger, had it on video just like me. And I don't know, I maybe, went back and watched it when the network was first launched a couple of years ago. But in terms of sitting down and properly watching the whole thing, I hadn't done in many years. And of course, we're different wrestling fans now, aren't we? We're much more clued up, and we're smarter now, I suppose, and we look at wrestling differently. I certainly look at wrestling much differently than everybody else in the world, I think, at this point. I hope everybody enjoys, no matter what, and I want to thank every single one of you for downloading the show on iTunes and streaming it on Podomatic. I can also remind you right now that you can support the show many ways, many easy ways. You can follow the show on Twitter at TheGoodBitPod, and you can also follow me personally at CM42TV, and CM42TV is also where you can find exclusive videos and highlights from episodes on YouTube, youtube.com/CM42TV. Please share the episode or the show in general with a friend. That is kind of the biggest way of sharing the show and getting more listens, is just by word of mouth and by tweeting about it and things like that. That would be greatly appreciated, and I hope you enjoy the episode. Here we go. WCW Sold Out 2000, analysed and critiqued heavily on the Good Bit Podcast by your 4 resident wrestling geeks. Here we go. It's the Good Bit Podcast, episode number 25, Recognize.
It is lovely weather we're having.
Okay, so last time that the 4 of us were gathered here today, well, not today, last time we were all gathered here together was on episode number 19, and that episode was named Wrestling Is... Wonderful, yes. And it got a good response. Lots of people downloaded it and lots of people enjoyed it. I know a lot of people who aren't wrestling fans who even downloaded it and still enjoyed it. They said that the passion that came through the microphone and into their ears was good to the 4 of us. So, due to popular demand by absolutely nobody other than us, we're back. This is episode number 25, ladies and gentlemen, and we are here to review a classic show. And I'll tell you, to be fair, it is a classic show because it happened 17 years ago. But we're here and we've literally all just sat down and we've watched the pay-per-view and we've taken rigorous notes, and we're going to sort of break it down right now. We're going to try and make it so you don't really have to go and watch it yourself. However, you might want to. Someone tells me you probably won't.
Definitely won't.
So yeah, hello again everybody. My name is Chris Moffat. I am the face that runs the place, and on the last episode 24, it was pointed out to me that no one can actually see my face. So hello everybody, my name is Chris Moffat, and I am the voice that runs the place, and I'm joined here today by my resident wrestling fans. First of all, making his return to the good bit, it's Mason with no nickname.
That's true.
Yeah. Here we go, clap. Oh. Still a better reaction than some of the wrestlers got on this pay-per-view. Yeah. Also today joined by Fraser C, otherwise known as Puddin. or as I called him, Puddin, P-O-O-N.
Aye.
Apparently it's a pun on the word pudding. I didn't know that. Puddin.
Yeah. You just need to say it Scottish, so it's pun.
Puddin.
So it's fast, so it sounds like pun, but you know it's no.
Fraser. And also joining us today, it is Jack Boy Chicken Gordo. Back on the show. You're right, Jack.
I'm very good, how are you?
I'm great. Well, I'm great. I was going to say I'm not great anymore, but I enjoyed what we just did. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, the date was January 20th, 2000. The city was Cincinnati, Ohio, in the Firestar Center in front of 14,132 people. Control is everything. Who will be the sole survivor? Don't know why that was the pun, because there was no, Survivor Series matches or anything in the show. So what we're going to do, we watched Sold Out 2000 from WCW moments ago. We've all taken notes. We're all going to talk about the matches and stuff like that. We're going to try and keep it as interesting as possible because I know a lot of people here might not have seen the show. And if you haven't, don't be too worried. The reason we're doing this is because this is an idea I had where we watch old wrestling shows. I wanted to start with the one that reminded me of WCW being bad. Because WCW to me when I was younger was this. Because I had this on VHS, and I know Jack did as well.
Yeah.
The only outlet to WCW that we had was this. This on video, this pay-per-view. I had 2 other ones. I had a best of the 1990s compilation one and something else.
I'm quite surreal actually when you text me about saying,
unbelievable.
Let's do this idea. And you said, yeah, I've got this WCW pay-per-view in mind. And I thought, I used to watch this one on video with Billy Kidman, blah, blah, blah. Chris texts me back, oh my god, that's exactly what I'm thinking about, that's crazy. It's like fate, ladies and gentlemen.
So
it's fate.
I couldn't decide what pay-per-view to do, so I was thinking I'll do this one because it's one I remember and stuff. And I kind of said to Jack, I've got one in mind, and then he said, I watched one when I was younger. Billy Kidman wrestled 3 matches, and I was like, you have got to be kidding here. That is the exact pay-per-view I was thinking about, so I was like, we have to do it now. So that is why we chose that one. We didn't do it because we heard particularly good things about the show or anything.
No.
I just thought that would be fun. And no one really talks about this pay-per-view. No one ever does anything with,
why.
WCW 2000. And it's regarded as one of the worst years in WCW history.
1988. Well, that's when it felt like the pay-per-view was from.
Aye. Well, okay, we'll go on that. Now, I want to go around the panel here before we'll take it for a spin.
Oh, the panel.
The spin cycle. I want to know, before today, how much WCW have you watched? Do you know of? Have you been exposed to in the past? We'll start with Mason with no nickname.
The only WCW I've experienced is like videos from watching WWE.
Okay.
I've honestly had zero experience, especially from this pay-per-view. So I've been pretty harsh in my notes.
That's nice though.
Yeah, I suppose someone needs to be. So
Yeah.
you said you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I also didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it because of what we did. We all watched
If
it.
I was watching this myself, I'd have fallen asleep.
That's what I was saying to Jack as well.
I
Like,
turned it off.
yeah, we turned off. Or we just skipped some of the matches at
But
least.
it was good. Oh, we did skip the match.
Yeah.
we didn't even watch all the matches. What, all 40 of them?
Yeah. Fraser, Puddin.
So basically, this is going to be short and sweet. It's basically the exact same as Mason. Never seen it apart from like wee highlights. So this was my first WCW show ever.
Yeah.
And what I want to start it on.
Yeah, last night
Brilliant.
Puddin and I went to see Detroit.
Detroit.
Wow, ladies and gentlemen. I know this is a movie podcast predominantly, and we're going to throw a little bit of a movie in here. Go watch that film.
Oh, aye. Highly
So
recommend
good.
it.
Highly recommend it. Detroit in cinemas now. Probably won't be a time to listen to this. Jack Boy,
Yes.
exposed to WCW back in the day? Or
Yeah, probably that video. That
Just
we
the video?
both- yeah, probably that. And also, I mean, you kind of research up things like
Of course.
Mysterio losing his mask and
Yeah.
all that and things like that. They did have big moments and good moments, but it's like, then you watch this video and you think, what happened, man? Seriously?
WCW was on an absolute roll from 95 to 98. And it sounds bad because Goldberg was a big draw in WCW and he was undefeated until December of 98. And that is when people start to say WCW started to decline, when Goldberg lost his streak. The reason he lost his streak was because Scott Hall zapped him with a taser. And people are going, a little bit interesting. And then the year of 1999 happened. Lots of people left. The company nearly went bankrupt. New managers came in. This company started to fall apart. But they still ran for another year and a bit. 2000 happened. Not really, I can't tell you one good pay-per-view from WCW in 2000. And then there was only one or two in 2001 as it shut its doors in March. It's a bit of a sinking ship at this point, and as you can tell, the roster is so watered down. And believe it or not, I've got a wee extra notes page here. I'll just read you this now, I suppose.
Of the 9 pages of notes you wrote.
Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Perry Saturn, Dean Malenko all left for WWE straight after this pay-per-view.
Oh.
Right? They all left because the WWE hired them. Chris Benoit's just won the world title.
Oh my
I
god.
didn't think of that.
And he's just left for
Because that was
WWE.
the crown. Was that a new champion?
To the
wasn't
crown
it?
new champion.
I'll tell you, he's
So
a
they'll
man
have
for
to do it again.
controversy. He's a man for
And I'll tell you something, Chris Benoit, that is definitely the worst thing you've ever done in your life.
Aye, that's not very nice, is it?
Um,
Not very considerate.
So
hell, boys. What the hell?
Now we're going to go to the caged heat. Anyway, so yeah, a bit of a sinking ship. When you watch a WCW pay-per-view from 2000, you need to go in with low expectations. That's what I did, and surprisingly, I actually didn't mind the pay-per-view as much as I thought I would, because I think we were taking the piss a little bit. If I was going in as a wrestling fan in January of 2000, thinking, it's another pay-per-view, it's pay-per-view Sunday, come on.
This was my thing as well, because you said let's watch like a bad pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So I went in thinking, but I looked for the good things. So I was like trying to find all this positivity.
You look for the good bits.
The good bits, aye. And they were hard to find. I'll keep it brief for it. But like, for when there was a good bit, I was like, yes, well done.
Before we get into the pay-per-view, how did you all find it watching a bad show? Were you bored, senseless, or were you still in your head, okay, this will be good for the show, or did you want to leave, or what?
A mixture of both.
Right, okay.
I wanted to leave.
Really?
I mean, that's quite rude. You had decent company. But,
I know what you mean,
Oh,
though.
no, it's just,
I know exactly.
I was like, oh, when's this here?
It kind of got to the point where I was making notes on bad thing. I thought, why am I watching this?
Yeah.
Genuinely, why I watched this? I totally forgot we were doing a podcast.
No, I was thinking this is great because we're all going to
Yeah.
have these opinions for the podcast. And I'm thinking if we watched a great show, would it be the same? Because we've all written so much. I know.
Yeah.
Well, I have anyway.
I've kept mine.
Because you would get lost watching the match. You would
Yeah.
get
Depends
lost.
how
Wow.
good- aye.
Because there was some matches like, if I'm honest, the Benoit and Sid match I thought was quite good,
It was all right. Aye.
and I
Aye.
kind of got lost watching it. So
Good.
that's a point.
It depends how good a pay-per-view was, I
Right.
suppose.
Okay. So
Like
here's my
this.
next idea. Why don't for the next time we watch what I consider the best pay-per-view ever? And
WrestleMania
WrestleMania 17. If you when we could do
I
that.
was thinking.
yeah.
I was thinking another along the lines of watching a WWE bad one. So say Capital Punishment or something.
Nice. that's
what I
great.
was
That's a
thinking
good
of.
idea.
And compare them.
Just
What
how
current-
bad
Just any current WWE
We'll be
show.
sitting there for, during the Capital Punishment episode going, I miss Billy Kidman.
You know what?
I was like,
do you know what
oh.
event- do you know what we could do? Do you know what we could do? Later on. What was the event after that NXT takeover? TLC and Stairs.
Aye.
Oh.
And they had the silent protest
Yeah.
by purposely making the matches shite. We could do that. Watch
could do that
Takeover,
one.
Talk about Takeover.
That's
and then
a
the night-
decent idea.
The night right after, watch
Yeah.
TLC and Stairs.
My idea that I had originally for the wrestling podcast is we watched all the old In Your House pay-per-views because some of them are really bad but some of them are really good.
Yeah.
So it'd be like a succession, one would be bad, the next one would be really good, the next one would be bad, sort of thing. That was my idea I had, but it's a bit of a commitment, I guess. But anyway, let's get into this because we're going to run out of time. In 2000, in January of 2000, the WWE put on a pay-per-view by the name of the Royal Rumble 2000. On this show, we had the debut of ECW superstar Taz. We had the Hardy Boys versus the Dudley Boys in a tag team tables match. We had Chris Jericho defending the Intercontinental Championship against Chyna and Hardcore Holly. We had The Rock winning the Royal Rumble match, and then we had one of the greatest matches of all time, Cactus Jack versus Triple H in a street fight. If you've not seen it, watch it tonight.
Oh, I've seen that.
5-star street fight, one of the greatest matches of all time, in Madison Square Garden. What was WCW's response? Let's find out. So we open the show with Tony Schiavone, Mike Tenay and Bobby the Brain Heenan on commentary. Love the three of them. I think they're all great commentators.
Oh, they're great commentators.
I think Tony Schiavone is
Yeah,
a
pretty good.
little bit shit, but
Yeah.
Bobby Heenan and Mike Tenay, first class, great commentators. The show opens with an entire segment, and a segment wrestling is 15 minutes, of commentary,
Yeah.
explaining all this stuff that's happened before the pay-per-view. I understand this is necessary because there's so much to get through.
And that's when you know that the company are lacking any substance or any real quality when they go, tell you what we'll do. We'll do 15-20 minutes of you guys talking, so we can hide the fact that we've got nothing else to offer.
Right.
Remember that?
It was just like a bit tedious, I thought.
Yeah.
Just a bit, oh, come on. Like just talking about
all I
like
can
all
think
these
about
rivalries.
Was how bad the effects were.
Okay,
And it was
yeah.
literally like.
this is the turn of the millennium, so you need to give it some...
I mean, it's
you know,
2000.
yeah, I know. 17 years ago.
Yeah, but it's 2017 and
Yeah.
you've seen this stuff nowadays.
No, you're
Have
right.
you seen what other things were doing in the year 2000? I thought it was like
I did.
1988 or something.
I did write a bit of a note on the intro. Nothing to do with the
That's
commentator,
what
so I thought I'd bring it up the new. The music was pure good at the start. The drums, I thought I was pure into it.
Nice
And then
pyro.
They went in 15 minutes talking. I was like, oh, it's lost now, isn't it? I was pure hyped up. For
I
it. The drums were
understand
nice.
Bret Hart, one of their top stars, is badly injured, right? I have no issue with you telling us that one of your fan favourites won't be on the show. Here's why, right? But I've written here in block capitals, too much to keep up with, because they told us 3 stories. They told us a thing about the David Flair and that before the show.
Yeah.
Bret Hart,
Yeah.
and then what else did the show? Benoit doing a headbutt off the silver cage.
Yeah.
The champion. Aye.
Yeah.
3 stories right before even a match starts.
Yeah.
Bit of a, okay, whatever. Going to the first match, Billy Kidman versus Dean Malenko. Now what they're doing is they're saying that Billy Kidman is going to do a triple threat theatre, is what it's called. So Billy Kidman is going to have to wrestle 3 matches tonight. And the first one he's going to have to wrestle the technician, the shooter, the man of 1,000 holds, Dean Malenko. This match is going to be classic. It's going to be so classic. We are going to call this match a catch as catch can match.
I want to see something. See, before we even start on that match, did anybody else notice the absolute embarrassing beatdown with Vampiro?
Yes, yes.
Right?
It wasn't even injured.
So he's having I don't know if he's getting interviewed or whatever. I think, yeah, right, and I think David Flair and
Crowbar.
and
come in, and I think they just smack him, and he just leans against a big
still
box,
standing.
doesn't move, doesn't lie down, he's not in pain, and it's like, wow, that was shit.
But why did they do this before the first match?
Yes, before the first before their match had even really been mentioned well, actually it was.
I'm saying that's one of the opening things, do you know what I mean? That's one of the things they talked about before the matches.
But if you're going to do that, make sure it's good.
Vampiro looked out of breath. He was mentioned that. I was standing there like, oh fuck.
Vampiro. Right, we'll get to Vampiro in a second.
Dean Malenko.
So Malenko Kidman, I'm thinking, right, obviously, like, I've seen this show before and stuff, and then recently when the network was first brought out, and I was thinking, what old stuff can I watch that I've not seen in a while? Oh, remember that WCW show I had when I was younger? So I went out my way to watch it, and then I couldn't really remember much about it. I'm thinking, fucking Dean Malenko versus Billy Kidman opening the show. That's great.
Aye.
That'll get everybody going. Now, it's a catch as catch can. I just thought they were calling it that just, you know, because they're both good wrestlers, right? But turns out it's got rules.
Oh,
right?
is it?
You're not allowed to leave the ring.
Right.
Were we told this?
Nope.
No.
Yes, we were.
Were we?
After the match finished.
Oh, right, okay, fair enough.
So,
wait,
I know, because that was a lot.
See, so the competitor must get pinned, submitted, or not leave the ring.
right, okay.
Right? And but it was not. It was as if it was when the match kicks off when you're already going right match. It was getting said then,
Okay,
but it was so
fair point.
blew over.
We're the audience, we know that now.
Yeah.
The wrestlers didn't.
Yeah.
So Billy Kidman starts taking Malenko in the corner, and Malenko's like, okay, he's getting the heat, whatever. And another heat thing to do is, you know, to go on the ropes and then to complain to the ref and stuff. And another one that's commonly used by heels is to leave the ring.
Yeah.
Malenko was just doing his job. He was just being a good heel.
Yeah.
Leaves the ring. Match is over.
So do you think that was a botch?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
I looked it up.
Huge
Was
watch.
it? I think they were just trying, because they were like, oh, he's got 3 matches, we'll try and save him a bit.
I understand
Which I
that.
thought was
Yeah.
stupid, because I was like, you want the first match to be
To be a big one.
Yeah.
to
So they
get
should have
him
put the
beat
silent
down.
match on first then.
Right, and then the second one, maybe like something like that.
Yeah,
but like,
makes sense.
I was flabbergasted.
I didn't think it was a botch, but if you thought it was
I've
worse,
wrote-
then
I've wrote in these notes, don't even know if it's a botch or not. What was the point in the match? Seriously, why? Great start.
I wrote down here, no idea if this was planned, what the fuck. And then I searched it, and it says on Wikipedia that Malenko genuinely didn't know that he couldn't get the ring.
why not tell them like
But
the
see,
rules?
this is the thing, right? So see, this at the start there was good grappling, there was some
Yeah,
kind of
Dean
sharp
Malenko,
moves, and
yeah.
I'm thinking,
Dean
That's
Malenko was
what's
brilliant.
cool.
That's why I was like, oh, this is going to be good. And then
That's
it was just
what's great.
over in like 2 or 3
2
minutes.
2.5 minutes.
he rolls out
It
the
was
ring,
ridiculous.
and you can tell he's got no clue. He's got no clue.
But the thing that gives
because he goes back in.
the thing that gives it away, he goes back in, and then the ref goes right, and he hears something in his earpiece.
Yeah.
Ring a bell. That's
Yeah.
it.
I know, because they didn't say like as soon as he left the ring, they waited until he came back and were
Yeah.
like, alright, no,
Ring
that's
the
it.
bell.
Another thing it
It's
gives
like,
away
what?
is when Billy Kidman's walking back up the ramp, he's walking shaking his head, so disappointed, because he knows that would have been a good match.
And he knows that Malenko probably didn't mean
It
it.
doesn't mean it, but he knows nothing else can do it, and he's walking up shaking his head. He's broke his character there, but no wonder. The match has been ruined by
Malenko
a
leaves the ring.
massive botch.
There's a lot of character breaking in this pay-per-view, to say the least.
Malenko leaves the
whole
ring.
roster.
Malenko leaves the ring, just, you know, whatever, a wee mind fuck, whatever, that's fine. He gets mixed up, it happens sometimes, right? Gets back in the ring, gets ready to wrestle again. And the reason I think this is genuinely, like, it is, you know, a mistake, is because if the match was planned to be just over 2 minutes, then in the 2 minutes they would have done something.
Something big.
They'd done the start of a match.
Aye.
Lockups, wrist locks, things like that. They would have done a spot off the top rope or something to get the crowd going.
Yeah.
I'm sure they were planning to get the
maybe.
crowd going, but
Yeah.
it's just kind of
Yeah, I was disappointed with this, because I know how good Dean Malenko is, and I thought I wrote down waste of Malenko,
Yeah, man.
just because I thought he could actually have made that match kind of good.
Aye.
Obviously, if he watched it, then fair enough. Maybe he didn't get told, or maybe he forgot it's easy to do, but it was disappointing.
Then,
First disappointment of the show.
yeah.
First of many.
First off,
Oh no, second.
Moving on.
What more is it to say?
Okay, then we get a recap package for the next match, which is going to be the triple threat match, right? and I wrote here, enjoying the recap package. However, this is all that is needed. No need for the movie at the beginning, right? They shouldn't have done the interview attack at the beginning. They should have done it here, because they had a build-up package before it.
Yep.
That happens all the time. Build-up package, interview,
Yeah.
match. They had the interview, a match, build-up package, another match. Don't know why. And then I've written, no one is directing this show. Because Shifani on the commentary goes, and now it's time for our triple threat match. Let's go to the ring with Dave Pinzer. Pause. Awkward silence. Alright, before that, we're going to go to our thing backstage. And no one's telling him in his ear, we're going for an interview. He just thinks that no one's telling him what's going on. He's just
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah.
Match is going to happen. Oh, no. Okay, no, it's not a match. We're going to go to an interview. And then there's an interview. So, I wrote that down a quote here. Before we do that, let's go to the package. So I'm enjoying the package. That's all that was needed.
I just wrote down mad storylines and characters. This was that package there. I just didn't know what these characters were doing.
Yep.
These storylines just seemed like so far-fetched. These characters seemed so far-fetched.
Yep.
It was like, I'm going to be a wrestling character and I'm going to be mad and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you would do. It's just really
This is my first time experiencing Daphne, David Flair, and Crowbar.
Right, can I come back to you? Can I
Yeah,
come back to you?
of course you can.
Right, I think the whole thing looks quite cool. I think the backstage set looks cool. The ring's cool. It's got the logo of the pay-per-view in the ring.
Yeah.
It's good potential to look good. During Vampiro's promo, a Japanese man comes on and interrupts. I think it's Masahiro Chono. I couldn't tell you because it didn't tell me. And it reminded me of Asuka's promo. How when somebody says to Asuka, "Oh, I'm going to beat you," and Asuka goes, and she starts shouting in Japanese. It reminded me of that. He starts going,
Yeah, but it had no meaning this time.
I don't know who it was.
Yeah, no one
I don't know. It didn't
I
come
was
up.
I just
Zero
came,
relevance to
he
the
just
match.
came best Japanese wrestler. I was like, who are you though?
I thought later in the pay-per-view maybe pop
I
up.
thought maybe he'd have a match.
Cause something, maybe in the main event.
Yep.
Never seen again for the rest of the night.
Nobody is ready for Asuka. And then we got a promo with David Flair, Crowbar, and Daphne. David Flair is so pish. Crowbar has a crowbar.
No, it's Crowbar with a lead pipe.
Sorry,
Doesn't even have a.
didn't have a crowbar. Crowbar and a lead pipe.
I've summed the three of them up.
Go on then.
With shite, just shite. I've also wrote Daphne, can she get to fuck? So I'm not off Harley Quinn and the Joker.
Yeah.
I wrote,
Flair's just crazy for no fucking
David
decision.
Flair.
I wrote Vampiro, Baron Corbin's da.
Looks like his makeup looks like Frankenstein.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I don't know where his name comes from.
To be honest with you,
Vampiro.
so if you haven't yet gathered, the next match is Vampiro versus David Flair versus Crowbar. David Flair and Crowbar are a team. I'll get to that in a minute. I've always liked Vampiro. I've always thought he was quite cool.
He was alright.
I think he's quite a good wrestler. He's a good character. Got a lot of charisma, good energy, that sort of thing. However, I don't know why he had the white face paint. If Sting has also got white face paint, so if people are like, "Oh, I watch WCW. I know about Sting," and then they see Vampiro, they're going to think he's Sting.
Sting,
Yeah, I mean, but he's nowhere near as
But I
good
mean,
Sting.
where was Sting? Because he was the end of the
Injured. I mean, Jeff Jarrett wasn't there. Hulk Hogan, Bret Hart, Goldberg, all these people either didn't show up or injured, whatever.
Nuts.
I wrote so many notes
About this match.
About this match, and that's not a good thing.
Right, how are we going to do this? I've got so many notes as well.
Aye, I wrote a lot as well.
I actually thought that Crowbar, the wee bits with Crowbar and Vampiro were good.
Okay.
The only thing I could think of watching this was, this should be a fucking singles match. David Flair was so shite.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, the first 5-10 minutes David Flair done nothing except for getting thrown out of the ring. Well, technically, he tumbled out of the ring.
Yeah.
He never actually put himself through the ring at all, he just kind of tumbled and fell.
Was it an ODQ? It wasn't an ODQ, was it?
No.
Daphne should have DQ'd someone, but she was with both of them.
Do you know why, Mason? Daphne's a dafty.
Nice.
My bad. I slated Crowbar from this match. I thought he was trying too hard to be weird. David Flair, I thought was pretty cool. I liked his kind of gimmick.
David Flair.
Flair's pish.
And I said Crowbar is shit, man.
I thought David Flair's character and the whole weirdness would be good. I would just keep him well out the ring.
Nah, he's pish.
Was
Keep
it?
him well out the ring.
And I was like, match was all over the place. I don't think any of them knew it was happening.
No.
Vampiro carried it well.
Vampiro tried to make it
He tried to do something.
but he couldn't. Like, it was just, he didn't know what
Right.
to do. It was confusing me.
Here's one fact. If someone was to ask me, mate, you were a wrestling fan in 2000, you don't know that WCW was a sinking ship. You don't know. I'm going to read them this. This is a triple threat match that's 10 minutes long. It took us 8 minutes out of those 10 minutes to find out that Crowbar and David Flair are the WCW Tag Team Champions. Did you know that? Did you know?
I did know that. When they mentioned it.
8 minutes into the match,
No,
it's the first time they mentioned.
When they turned on each other and they started
Aye.
fighting, they were like, they were the Tag Team Champions. I was like, first
First of all, it was originally meant to be a tag match. They attacked Vampiro before the show, so it became a triple threat. Why not a handicap match if they're the Tag Team Champions?
Yeah,
Why didn't they come out with the belts?
Yeah.
Oh
Let's
man.
say you have Vampiro challenge these two. Well, why didn't they two say, okay, us two will take on you instead of how about we all take on each other? That'd be great.
Understandable, got turn on each other. That was point in the story. But why was it not a handicap match if they're the tag team champions?
The thing
I
is,
don't get it.
they're turning on each other in the story, but they're giving them reason to have to turn on each other because it's a triple threat.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not as if they've turned on each other for.
And if they're the tag team champions, right, they'd work together on stuff, and they should be known as the best tag team in the world, or at least the company, because they're the tag team champions. They should be doing tag team like things, not have a triple threat match with each other.
Yeah.
I know.
Pish, right?
Literally botches all over that. I wrote that.
Go on, Jack. What do you think of the match?
Botches all over. Hair pull was shocking. There was a part where they were hair pulling each other, and I was just like, that's pish. There's no acting in it. There's no selling, no whatever. Did anybody see the jumping facebuster?
Yes.
I think, yeah. We're all going to leap up at once.
Oh,
and have,
yeah. It was that Vampiro doing it to two of them.
Yeah.
And it looked the worst thing in the world.
Oh yeah. We're talking about the fucking referee.
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
slowest
I put
referee.
here amazing superplex. Thought it was great. Pins him. Ref takes about 3 minutes.
I'll
to
tell you
get
my
down
theory.
to the
I'll tell you
floor.
my theory.
Slowest referee in
And
the
the
world.
slowest ever count.
Right.
Slowest ever.
Here's what I think. So I've written down the two things I thought were the best parts of the match. Vampiro hits a lovely spin kick from the Bret Hart's rope, which is the second rope, and then Crowbar hit a lovely somersault planche over the top.
Yeah.
He did. He flipped over.
He did do that.
Two nice spots in the match.
That was alright.
And superplex.
And a suplex. Now the referees were taking ages, and the wrestlers were taking ages, and I think what they've done is the first match was cut short.
Oh,
So they've been told
that's true.
Right.
fill some time.
That makes sense. That makes a lot
You know
of
what I
sense.
mean?
Yeah.
That's why
So
we're the
the-
brains of this.
They had a plan, and then by 7 minutes in, they literally were just hitting moves.
Yeah.
There was there was nothing they were doing.
Yeah.
Suplex, somebody gets back up,
Yeah.
scoop slam,
Well,
whatever.
now that you've said that, that's fucking clear.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot
I
of.
was interested to see you said.
So that's
I've
what I
got a
think.
theory.
That's why I think the ref was so slow there.
Yeah.
There was
because-
a lot of dragged on moves.
Especially the counting one of the matches, they just kept counting.
Yep, I've got
That could be.
and I've got other referee facts for the other matches, because I honestly think the referees are not involved in the match preparations for any of these matches. So you know how nowadays, if it's like Cena versus Roman Reigns,
Aye.
they'll have the referee in with them and they'll say this is the finish, so the referee knows when the finish is.
Yeah.
I didn't think that was a thing. I think the referee had no idea when the match is going to end.
Yeah.
I think the referee has no idea what move is going to end the match.
Yeah.
So he's genuinely looking for a kick out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why I think the referee's like, 1, 2, oh, it's 3. That's what I think it is, but
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that. I don't know. Maybe that's just shit refs. That's a lie because it was Charles Robinson. Okay, what else?
I also
You got
wrote about Daphne. She wasn't really involved in like the whole match up until the end, and then she came in and she kind of got hit by like was it the Flair boy? I forgot his first name.
David Flair.
And then I think she was supposed to fall and like act like she hurt herself,
Right, aye.
but she just crawled out, went to the rope. David Flair got pinned, and she done nothing about it.
Yeah.
I was really confused about what she was doing.
There was a bit she was like, I don't know, I think Vampiro was dragging David Flair around the ring and Daphne was up on the ringside just shouting
Oh
at the referee.
yeah, I saw that. I was
And
confused.
nothing was happening, there was no reason for it. There was no like, they were doing anything they shouldn't have been seen. It just made no sense. Why are you shouting at the ref? It's a no DQ for a start because it's a triple threat, so why are you not taking a chair over the back of them? What are you doing? There was no need in her being there. She just
Yeah,
screamed at them, my fucking tits in.
I felt like
It's
she
not
just should have been more involved to make it seem like it was 3-on-1 rather than like the 2-on-1 that it was. And then just at the end, I just didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah.
My notes get a bit tedious. I've quoted Bobby Heenan. You talk about toughness, that's Vampiro. Doesn't even know his name.
Doesn't know his name, yeah.
I've written, the commentators are doing well, they all have good chemistry. However, wrestlers have horrific chemistry.
Commentators, I wrote, they're just trying to kind of hold it together.
Yeah.
I think they knew how bad it was and they were just
Yeah.
trying to like,
Yeah.
right, let's just, I don't know, try and use our chemistry to make this work.
Yep.
But they just, it was impossible for them. Like they can't do nothing with that.
They tried them.
They tried their best. Give them a gold star.
You've got to say like that time, they're probably thinking, where can we go next?
Yep.
Where's
Well,
the
it's
who's
the
gonna
same-
give in for us? They've got it's the same with the wrestlers, but then it just didn't look like that. It really did.
It's the same with the refs. The
Aye.
commentators not got a clue either.
Yeah.
Botched powerbomb / facebuster combination. Vampiro saves it with an awesome suplex and chokeslam.
Yeah.
Now, I thought that Crowbar was the old ECW wrestler Cronus. Cronus was part of a tag team called The Eliminators with Perry Saturn and ECW. Awesome tag team. They used to have a finisher called Total Elimination. And when they hit it, Joey Styles used to go, Total Elimination! He used to like shout that, right? Total Elimination! So I thought maybe he was Cronus, so I searched him. Here are some of the names that Crowbar has wrestled under in his career. Crowbar, Devon Storm, Salem, Judas, Storm, and Tempest.
He's a creative dude, isn't he?
There we go.
It's just so wrestling.
And then Vampiro wins with a very nice Michinoku driver. And there you go. For a much far too long triple threat match, there should have been a handicap match, there should have been a tag match, there shouldn't even be a
Anything
match.
else?
Match number 3, we have the Harris Boys, WCW's bald version of the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys, versus the Mamelukes, which was Big Vito, nowhere in the dress, and Johnny Stamboli, Johnny the Bull.
I was trying to think of a name for the match.
Yeah, because every match on this pay-per-view had some sort
Had
of...
a fucking ridiculously stupid stipulation, and this one didn't. It was just tag match.
Yeah, I went for Battle of the Baldies until I realised that Johnny Build, or whatever he is, Bulldog,
Johnny the Bull.
Johnny the Bull, isn't actually bald.
No, he's no.
So he hides it pretty well underneath that hat.
Very good.
I'll give that to him.
I've got Big Vito was dressed as the Riddler,
With the green top.
with the green top.
Yep.
Big Vito threatens to shag one of the Harris brothers. You see that one?
Oh, I
Did
saw
not.
He
that.
pulls out his leg.
Oh
and
yeah,
starts going-
yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
I know you're going to see that, listeners, but I did some sort of shagging motion.
Two dirty teams. Anyone knows that? Two
Well,
pretty
yeah.
much dirty
Yeah.
bad guys.
Couldn't figure out who was the heels and who was
Yeah,
the...
and there was
I wrote that. I couldn't
there
think
was
who
a
was
low
heel, who was face.
blow. There was a low blow that no one mentioned. The ref clearly saw it. It wasn't. They didn't get disqualified. The commentators never said anything about it, but it was a clear
So
disqualification.
They probably did, but he couldn't. Oh, I can't DQ them again. Another match. Fuck me.
No, I wrote Harris Boys were the bigger and faster team. They were getting up at like the first after every pinfall, so they would get clotheslined and pinned, and they would still get up first. And I was confused. I didn't know what was going on.
Right,
'cause
they're not the best at selling.
if you were like the big guy, you want to be a
Aye.
bit slower and give like them the speed, but they just had everything. And I just said the match was really typical. Like it wasn't special. It was just the average wrestling tag match.
Got a couple of quotes from the commentators.
Yeah, me too.
One of them, who I don't know who it was, but was trying to describe one of the Harris brothers and went, "Yeah, it's the one with no hair." Obviously, both the Harris brothers are bald.
I'm assuming that was a joke, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Bobby Heenan,
And
probably.
I'm sure Bobby Heenan at one point said, "Slipped one in." Slipped one in, and there was another sexual reference, but I didn't get it.
No.
But there was a few. He's a sly dog, that Bobby Heenan.
My favourite part of the match was when Ron Harris, I believe it was, threw Johnny the Bull over the top rope and they started fighting on the outside for a bit, hit him off the barricade. Bobby Heenan screams at the top of his lungs, "Here we go!" as he gets thrown back into the ring
Yeah.
after hitting the barricade. Then we get some boring chants from the audiences.
Well, it was. It really was.
Mamelukes wrestling as the faces. Mamelukes win. That's my notes.
With a weird finish.
What was it?
It was the mad other guy. What was his name again?
Big Vito.
No,
he's a manager.
Oh, Disco
Tag
Inferno.
partner.
Disco
Inferno.
Inferno.
Oh yeah, because he wasn't happy.
And the amount of times he said in that match, "What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Leave. You're not doing anything."
Make like a tree.
another poor match.
Yeah.
I wrote for a name for that match simply because I couldn't tell who was who with the Harris boys. I said Attack of the Clones because I had no idea which
That's
was
great.
which.
Oh, that's good. The benefit was match number 2 though.
Oh,
Hey. Right, here we go. Match.
no! I know. Vito wasn't tagged in.
Oh no, the illegal man made the pin.
Vito wasn't
Oh,
tagged in.
that's-
I've wrote that. The fuck was that finish? Was Vito even tagged in? Because he was outside. He just climbed up.
I think
Landed
I
on
looked
him,
away or something.
pinned
I was
him,
confused.
Because I looked at you in the
Yeah.
match. I didn't see anything.
Yeah.
But I was like,
A look was enough.
was he?
Yeah, I know.
He wasn't. I thought I imagined it. No, he wasn't fucking tagged in. And again, the ref was probably just like, no, I need to.
Yeah, I need to keep this show going.
He's
you know,
not.
they-
He's keep
He was
going
doing
back
his
to
best.
that.
Who was the ref? Was it Charles? I mean, it probably was because the match kept going. It was very good.
Probably he was a bit.
Okay, match number 4. Here we go.
Oh my.
We have
There's this movie.
Oklahoma versus Medusa,
Oh
an
my.
intergender match for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. Can I just read what I've written?
Yeah, of course.
Is that okay? I've just written, this is shocking. Oklahoma comes out to JR's theme song, has his name written on his singlet in the WWF logo
Did
font.
you see that?
Did
Yeah,
you see
I
that?
wrote that. Yep.
Actually, quite a nice touch. If I'm going to take the piss, take the
Yeah.
piss right.
Yeah.
The fact that they're taking the piss out of 1, the greatest commentator of all time, 2, somebody who is beloved by many people, and the head of talent and relations of your rival company, and number 3, someone who is genuinely ill.
Yeah.
That's no right. That's not on.
Yeah.
They should be ashamed of themselves for doing that. I didn't know who he was. Turns out he's a guy by the name of Ed Ferrara, who used to, believe it or not, write for WCW, and I'm assuming book for WCW.
Used to write for.
Well, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. Like he was probably at the time as well.
After
Probably
that,
had, yeah.
probably.
He does a promo about how men are the superior sex. Explain to me how this was a good idea. Understand it's to get heat, but heat in all the wrong ways.
Yeah.
Do you know what
This
wasn't a
is,
good idea? I don't mind that.
Okay.
What the issue with the match was, they completely buried the champ. Completely buried her. Not only did she have interference in her
No,
favour.
Mason, you're confused.
You're confused.
Oklahoma was the champ.
Oklahoma was the champ.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought she was the champion.
No.
Oh.
And another thing that was
Right.
wrong was that Oklahoma walked in first. A champion comes second.
Why are we not?
That happens all the time.
No,
man.
they said,
Yes, but
they said in his entrance he stole the belt.
He came. Okay, maybe that's right, but he still had the belt with him.
What the fuck did he steal it then?
But here's my issue.
No, he stole it in a past match.
We're missing the point here. Oklahoma's about £300. How can he even be in a cruiserweight title match?
Okay,
He doesn't make the weight.
That's true.
That's true.
do you know, this might be a bit, but I actually liked it.
Did you?
I thought the promo was pretty good. It was like they take on like the USA versus foreign, but it was like different.
Male versus female.
Okay, the JR thing was a bit too much, but I thought
That's
it was
too
kind
far,
of
man.
different.
It's wrong.
And it was like the match. It was obvious like the Oklahoma. He was like, "Yeah, I'm the man. I'm going to win." And it was like obvious that he was like Medusa was better, which I liked. But he stole it as well. He stole the win, so it was, I don't know, it was just kind of classic. I kind of liked it.
I
thought it
actually
was
think
alright.
Medusa's a good wrestler.
Medusa came out looking good.
She did, and she hit one of the worst drop kicks I've ever
Yeah.
seen in my life.
Yeah.
So she tried again, and it was actually quite good. And I've written in block capitals, what has happened to the Cruiserweight title? The Cruiserweight title was the centrepiece and the absolute be-all and end-all of WCW during the 90s. What the hell's happened here?
I thought Oklahoma's selling was pretty funny.
It was
It
hilarious.
was-
He did the
it
flare
was
bump,
fucking
didn't
It
he?
was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
and one spot I thought was quite good was the head to balls. That's what.
Yeah, it was great,
The
wasn't it?
head to balls.
Oh yeah, that one.
I see. Is he? I don't know what happened. What, he was sitting in the corner. He
Yeah.
Sits in the corner. She just drops her head like a flare drop right in his knob. That was good. And again, the pin. How quick was the pin?
Yeah.
When you see the pin was
That was a
1, 2,
fast
3.
count.
Yeah, really quick.
I did write the match should have ended quicker. I just felt for that type of match it should have been over a bit quicker, but it kind of dragged on a wee bit. Like we get the point.
Yeah, then he gets kind of
Medusa's better, but
Yeah.
he's it was just like with the flare bump. And it went on a bit too much, I think.
I've quoted the commentators. You're going to have a taste of your own sauce. And I was really
Oh, yeah.
And barbecue sauce and all
barbecue
the other things.
sauce, which hurt him.
Yeah.
It was very painful.
I'll
Yeah,
tell
he
you
was
that.
He was selling
He was
barbecue
selling
sauce.
barbecue
like it was
sauce, but not a
fucking
punch.
acidic rain.
Oh, it was a
Oklahoma wins with a schoolboy after attempting to scant Medusa.
Which is classic.
I thought it was quite, cheaty.
Oh,
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was
I thought
a
it was
fun
good.
little.
Quite sly. It was
good
good.
or bad, it was fun.
Like
fun
you
was
go,
the-
oh, I hate that boy.
Yeah. I've got. This is why I think this is why I've got a thing against this match. I've written here the sauce spot after the match when he gets eviscerated with the sauce.
It was weird.
So bad. It haunted me as a child. Because I remember I told you I watched this as a child. I never understood it, why he was wrestling for the Cruiserweight title, why he was wrestling a female, and why the sauce was affecting him. But then also I remember that on the video cassette, like the case for it,
Yeah.
there was a picture of this on the back of the case.
Yes.
So even now when I go and see the video I've got upstairs, you turn and the picture of that's on the back, and it just reminds me of that moment. And I always was like, that's a horrible
So I'm
picture.
saying it's such a strange
Yeah.
thing to happen. 3 girls putting barbecue sauce down on
They seem proud
It
of
wasn't
it.
sexy or
No.
Do you know what? They seem proud of it.
Yeah.
That's why it's
Yeah.
on the back
And then
of
he
the
just kind of
case.
stood there slapping him with the belt.
right.
Oh no, yeah, they slapped it. Not even with like the metal bit, just
Yeah.
the strap.
Right, what's the next one?
Let's move on
The 4-way.
to a bit of fun.
Oh yeah.
Hardcore Fatal 4-Way, and the match was called For the Hard Way.
Hey.
Brilliant.
Amazing match.
Brian Knobbs versus Norman Smiley versus Fit Finley versus Ming. Mason,
No,
Fucking amazing.
no.
In a horrible
are
way.
you taking the piss?
No.
Are you?
No. It was a horrible match.
Yeah.
There was no wrestling. The amount of time someone was hit with a weapon in that match.
No,
And
man.
didn't sell it.
No,
And
Ming.
didn't sell it. But I fucking loved it. I
No.
thought it was amazing. Especially Ming. There was a point where Ming got hit in the head with a chair at least 7 times. And as he stood there, not knowing what was going on, not seeming to give a fuck. But he was getting hit like, I'm not going to say on this, get to fucking just throw them away.
Yeah, I wrote that. I said, Meng is a prick, not selling bint and chair shots. What is he doing?
Yeah.
True. Couldn't agree more. However, the highlight is, of course, Norman's screams.
Normal.
Oh, yeah.
That
was
one
funny.
scream.
That was good.
I think it's Knobs. We'll call him Knobs.
Yeah.
And he's picked up this kind of dust bin or something, and before he even gets hit, Norman just goes, ah! Because he sees it coming, but just sits there and waits on it.
Yeah, made no effort to get out of the way. Just, ah!
And then he gets chucked into the crowd.
Accepts
I'm
his fate.
thinking, oh, here we go, this
Oh,
will
yeah.
be good. Him and Fit Finlay go into the crowd for him to punch him and then throw him back into the arena. Throw him back in. It's just like, what are you doing?
There was
Yeah,
a
it was all
random
over the place.
spectator. There's a crowd member who went over the barricade,
I know.
started walking past the camera 3 times outside, and then he stayed.
Didn't even
But
notice
next
that.
the cameraman, like, what's going on?
What am I doing?
He was just staying there. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Meng, also known as Haku, is known for being one of the most, biggest, like, toughest guys in the history of the wrestling business. And I feel like he's done this in his character because he's so tough he doesn't even sell shots to the head. If he gets shot in the leg, he wouldn't sell it.
You should still sell that though, like, you know what I mean?
No, I know.
You should sell the fact that you're, like, tough.
Yeah.
But he was just like,
Like,
I
he's
would-
so well
I would-
respected backstage, I don't know how.
I would get it. He would.
He wasn't doing anything.
Someone done a move to him and he sold it for like a couple of minutes, got hit with a bin, and then just was like, alright.
Yeah. My biggest memory
Smashing.
of Meng, Haku, was his big surprise return at next year's Royal Rumble. He's like number 29 and it's like a big surprise and it's Haku and people are like, oh, Haku's back. Because obviously they'd seen him as Meng in WCW and it's like, oh, Haku, and the commentators, Haku is back! And the audience are like, right, Haku, what's the big deal? So that's my biggest memory of Haku. I've written here, it's just 4 lads kicking fuck at each other, cheers and everything. How mental the fans
Pretty
were
much.
then compared to how they are now. So they get chucked into the audience and stuff, and they're just going mental for it.
Yeah.
People, they see the camera, they're like, fuck, like right in front of the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's like everything's all separated, everything's all perfectly. I think that's obviously it's better kept now, I suppose, but it just looked cooler back then, I
I
suppose.
suppose it's safer now because you wouldn't see a lot of kids going to those shows back in 2000.
Yeah.
Nowadays you've got a lot
Yeah,
of
of
kids
course.
and families.
I think the biggest story of this match was just guys picking on the black guy. It's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
they just
Oh,
keep
hi.
attacking him, and the poor Norman Smiley is in like the corner of the barrier, and that he's.
And the irony
I could-
is he was dressed up as a policeman.
Yep.
Whereas you would, you hear these stories about policemen batting a black guy.
Aye.
And of course he comes in with the police shield,
Awesome.
police suit on.
Aye.
Which
And he still gets abused.
yeah, which moves on to the finish.
Was it Finlay and Knobs or tag team?
Yeah,
just
didn't
to
even know
point-
that.
aye.
Yeah.
Didn't even I could. Didn't, I
Oh
mean-
yeah, because before the match they showed a little snippet of last week.
Right. Okay.
And they were against each other. You were in the toilet.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
fighting
But
each
the
other.
snippet was them against each other in a backstage brawl.
Aye, Knobs put Finlay through a table, and they're like, no, they're just pals. It's like, what?
They came in wearing the same attire, but not only were they wearing the same attire, they had the exact same hairstyle,
Yeah, the
the
one-
same boots.
The words that the commentator used was, I wonder if what they were doing last week, I wonder if Fit Finlay was just preparing Knobs for this match.
That's great.
That's great preparation, trying to kill him.
And they
Tried to
walk
break
out
his
like,
neck.
aye, they walk out together. Like, yeah, we've won.
Yeah,
It's like-
they did walk out together, but they came out. They made their entrance
Aye, they made
individually.
their
Shouting, we are hardcore.
Did they? Is that what they
Yes, we
shouted?
are hardcore.
Excellent.
He is
We are
hardcore.
hardcore.
Brian Knobs wins, really cool finish with the Riot Shield. I loved Norman Smiley.
That's alright,
he got the Riot Shield. He just literally knocked down Brian Knobs, and he was
Yeah.
like that behind the shield, like,
Yeah.
is he going to get up? Is
Hey,
he going to
dude.
get up? Kicked him. He was all right. Went for a move, reversed it.
Yeah.
Riot Shield to the face. Awesome finish. A bit of fun in the middle of the show, which has been pretty lackluster so far. Happy with that match, even though it was a bit of pish.
Well, I tick to that.
Yeah. Match number 6. It is part number 2 of Triple Threat Theatre, which is really hard to say. I don't know why they've made it.
Triple threat theatre.
It is a bunkhouse brawl.
Fuck is that?
Billy Kidman versus Perry Saturn in a much longer match than expected.
I have quoted the commentators here, and it's possibly my favourite quote that's ever been said in a wrestling show. And they're obviously talking about Billy Kidman because this is his second match and he's got one more. And he said he's going to need that cardiovascular condition. Instead of just saying cardio.
Oh, and he's got another match coming up.
He's going to need that cardiovascular conditioning. I was like,
That's
fuck
great.
me. Someone that's told him to say that.
Yeah.
He's probably had that like, oh for fuck's sake.
Yeah, yeah. Good point. There's no explanation for what a bunkhouse brawl is. I wonder if they're going
I think it
to.
was just Extreme Rules, wasn't it?
I wonder if they're scared to leave the ring. Because that's what happened last time. I bet I know, actually. Right, Fraser, what do you think of this match?
So my notes were, I thought it was too slow. I thought like it was too dragged out. Maybe that's because they had time to make up. Now I'm thinking about it, and I wrote Kidman really good at selling. They had a nice table spot when Kidman was lifted over the top rope
Awesome spot.
through it. But I said could have went very badly wrong though.
His
Oh,
head
Very dangerous.
nearly clipped that apron.
I could have been like Shawn Michaels, but to the
Yeah, yeah.
to the
good point.
head. It could have been bad. I don't know why they done it. To be fair,
I've always really liked
cool,
Billy
but-
Kidman, and I think this is why. Because when I was a boy,
Yeah.
that I had this video and stuff.
It's weird. I was watching Perry Saturn, and I thought, well, he's pretty good. Not in this match.
Aye,
It
okay.
was like it's like he was.
Perry Saturn is a good wrestler.
But now that you've said they were trying to still like, they might have
Maybe
been
I think
stalling for
it
time.
might have only been the triple threat match at the start.
No,
To be
but
honest
in
with
this
you.
match, it just seemed like he was dragging.
Right. Okay.
He wasn't trying. That's like because I was watching him in this match, and I was like, he should be doing much better than he is, and it just felt like he wasn't trying. But it was a classic Cena win, wasn't it? This match.
Yeah.
Because Kidman got dude
And then he won.
the entire match. It's like he did one finisher and pinned Saturn.
Well, I had here that Kidman had no charisma during his entrance. Came out like he was hating himself. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, after that first match, he must have been raging.
Raging, yeah.
Oh, I hate this
The
wrestling
problem with the
business.
Kidman match is there was no story. Especially in this one. He was fighting Perry Saturn.
Like, I understand he's wrestling 3 matches tonight. Okay, that's fine, but I don't know why he's wrestling 3
yeah,
matches.
Yeah.
see with all these packages they done before that could have done with one.
Yeah.
Like
Aye.
I agree.
explaining why.
To be fair, I think it's just they went every package they had was at the start, and there just wasn't another one for the rest of the night.
Yeah. I mean, we got a shock when someone tried to do a pinfall outside the ring. Because it wasn't made clear there was a fall count anywhere.
What's a bunkhouse brawl?
Yeah,
it was like a.
Extreme Rules, false count anywhere, anything goes.
Yeah. They used to do
kind of
this.
thing.
There was a pay-per-view back in the early 90s with WCW called the Bunkhouse Stampede, and I'm sure they had a bunkhouse brawl then, and the matches was clear then. But this is later on. I don't remember the last time I saw a bunkhouse brawl. I'm assuming it's going to be some. If it's called that, it's going to be some sort of no DQ thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was pins on the outside which I didn't know were allowed. I'm actually going to disagree with you though, because I actually really enjoyed this match.
Oh, I didn't say I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
I've not got many notes that say it's bad. I've got really good table spot.
Yep.
I thought
No, just
Perry, was it Perry? Perry Saturn.
Perry Saturn.
I think he controls the match pretty well.
I think he's a good ring general.
Again, he showed some good spot. There was a bit where Kidman's on the side of the ring and Saturn goes up and bounces off the ropes. I thought he was going to come back clothesline.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He just
just-
goes over the ropes.
He
Awesome,
just
though.
jumped at
Yeah,
him.
it just looked. It looked like that was crazy.
It's like something that Ambrose would do these days.
Kinda
or something
worked
like that,
though.
No,
Yeah,
but he just
exactly.
like jumped at him. He was like, it
Yeah.
would have been cool with a clothesline, but he just went.
Yeah, he's trying to be safe, I suppose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like just by launching himself.
Getting another fast count at the end.
Yeah.
These pinfalls. Really
This is
started to piss
this.
me off
I
this
wrote
match.
here that I think the refs don't know what's happening here and when the finish is. But I think, to be honest with you, they told them when the finish is. Or this one
I
was.
said it was a good ending.
Yeah.
I thought it was pretty decent.
I think Perry Saturn is a great wrestler. I think his elbow drop off the top rope was fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome suplex over the top rope through a table.
Yeah.
Good finish with Kidman. Really enjoyed this match. This is my favourite match of the night so far. And I was going to say I always loved Kidman. But a year before he was in Raven's Flock in 1999. He was in a group of Raven where
Yeah.
he played a heroin addict. So if I'd seen Billy Kidman a year before, I probably wouldn't have liked Billy Kidman.
Yeah.
But this is kind of his redemption story. Later on in the year, he turns heel and he fights Hulk Hogan.
Right.
Bash to the Beach or something. And a bit of a shit match as well. No, it's not. It's Slamboree 2000. Okay, so we all good with that match?
Yeah.
Match number 7, Booker T defeats Stevie Ray. We skipped this match for time constraints, but in the WWE Network you can kind of go to the certain point. We went to the finish of the match and we just had to give out and write about how we were absolutely stunned at what Booker T was wearing.
This big red gimp suit, pretty much.
What the hell
I
was
was
that?
just Booker T BDSM. That was all my notes for that.
Yeah. I
It's just
don't know what he
strange.
was wearing.
And then his wee bird came out with the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah. The big guy. Who was the big guy, Chris? Who
Ahmed
who said that
Johnson.
Big guy was? Right.
He had a pure random name in WCW as per WCW, but he came out. Obviously, had recently been sacked for WWE. He came out. I mean, WWE was pretty. He got over a little bit, but then he just kind of got injured and stuff. He had no charisma. He was a bit shit. He kind of just sort of faded away. And this is clearly his debut because they were fucking going, "Who is this guy?" Or
Yeah.
I remember him from whatever. He's in terrible shape now.
Yeah.
He's a bit of a beast. Looks terrible. black stereotype again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I skipped the match, so I have no real.
Yeah,
notes.
no. The whole thing, why did the bell keep ringing? Why keep ringing the bell? They just kept ding, ding. After it was finished, it was like, right, okay, we get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That happens sometimes. That annoys me.
Oh, we're moving on to the next one then, are we?
Yeah, why not? Tank Abbott defeats Jerry Flynn, not to be confused with Jerry Lynn.
That's
Skip
what I
this
thought
match
it
as
was.
well.
We skipped this match. Who is the UFC fighter?
Tank Abbott,
Should stay in UFC.
awful.
That's what I thought. Yeah, he was shite.
I
I
mean,
didn't have any notes on this.
There's nothing else you can say. It was just shite.
the finish
Yeah.
was that he knocked him out.
I've never even seen him in UFC.
Uh-huh.
No fucking clue.
I've heard of him.
He was
I don't
in-
know
he
why
was
I've
in-
heard of him.
I've heard of the Abbott name.
He was in Friends. You know the episode where Monica.
Yeah, that's yeah.
What's his name? John Favreau
Right, aye.
is playing Monica's boyfriend,
Oh yeah,
and he's a millionaire. And
Uh-huh.
he goes, "Well, I'm a millionaire, and that's great, but my dream is to be in the UFC."
aye.
And he goes to the UFC, and he gets destroyed by Tank Abbott.
Oh right, of course, yeah.
So then
right.
WCW saw, oh, he's in Friends, let's get him, because they have connections with Friends.
Aye.
Like they had David Arquette, who is married to Courtney Cox, who plays
Yeah.
Monica. They had David Arquette win the world title at some point. I'll tell you that another day.
That's mental.
But Tank Abbott is just another thing that they've sort of outside sort of publicity thing.
Yeah.
And if you're going to use publicity with a celebrity, do it right.
Correct.
Push.
Couldn't agree more.
Right, let's move on. Match number 9. This feels like it's dragging, but there's just so much to talk about. 'Cause it's so bad. Match number 9. Diamond Dallas Page versus the big buff daddy Buff Bagwell. In a last man standing match. Buff is a terrible wrestler. He fucked it for himself in WWE after the disaster with Booker T. When WCW went under, WWE sort of signed all the talent and stuff. Right, okay, you work for me now. We own WCW. And what they were going to do, before they separated the rosters between Raw and SmackDown, what they were going to do is they were going to have WWE, and SmackDown was going to be WCW, and they were just going to carry on WCW, but just as SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then they did a test run on Raw, where the last half of Raw was just going to be called WCW, and they had Buff Bagwell versus Booker T in the main event, in one of the worst matches you've ever seen, and Vince McMahon on that day went, fuck that, we're not doing that. And Buff Bagwell was sacked because of the shocking performance against Booker T. Which is a shame because he's actually in good shape, steroid out of his mind.
Oh, he's farting steroids.
Yeah.
But he's got good charisma, just a terrible wrestler.
Sure.
Mason, what did you think of this match?
I wrote they've moved through the stands more in this match than Yoda and the Emperor do.
And we made you the that's good.
Honestly, and it was the way they transitioned from like the different stands as well. It would just sort of punch him, and that one punch would send them
Yeah.
fucking it over the entire barricade, and then they just swap and repeat that up and down, up and down. There wasn't really any wrestling in this match,
Nah.
apart from the end.
I actually like the idea that it was a stipulation match, a real one, last
Yeah.
match standing match. It wasn't a fucking
It was an alright match.
bunkhouse brawl or
It
whatever.
was like an old classic.
yeah, this is a
Last
brawl.
match, like we're in the current age of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like we've got wrestlers,
Yeah.
like Finn Balor
Yeah, yeah.
and Sami Zayn and
AJ.
AJ Styles and Austin Aries, but that was just an example of classic.
And that was at the time, and
Yeah.
that would have been considered one of the best matches of the night in 2000.
Yeah.
You know,
It's a classic. I'm going to put him through a table. He's going to put
Yeah.
me through that table.
Actually, they're a style
spot,
match.
spot.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get bust,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
pin, whatever. Classic goes into that.
I thought it had a good start. I thought it felt like a proper fight, but I think it just went on too long.
Yeah, it was a long
just
match.
kind of dragged out a wee bit. Whereas like the start was really good and then really high intensity, and then it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I forgot to say something. The finish was. It just didn't make any sense
No.
yeah, no, it didn't.
because
Ruined the match
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
know
like,
what happened.
it wasn't even the fact that it was just a bad finish. It's the fact it just made no discernible sense at all. DDP diamond cutted Bagwell,
Yeah.
and Bagwell got up before it
Yeah.
and won.
What they were trying to say
The
was
commentator,
that.
the commentator did say, I think Bagwell countered that by holding on to the top rope, but it didn't look like
No,
he
it
countered
didn't
it.
look-
But even if he did though, why would DDP still be down for a 10 count if he just,
Had
you
a
know,
finisher.
missed the finisher? Do you know what I mean?
Oh
shit! Oh,
Yeah.
it's me down now. Do you know
but
what I
he,
mean?
like, he didn't get the rope. He hit him with the finisher.
Yeah.
Bagwell still gets up.
Yeah.
DDP's down
that
for the
confused
10
me. I
count,
don't
and I
know.
was like,
don't know what that
Well, the
ending
further
was.
use of the computers.
That was my next
That
point.
I think was quite funny.
They went. They got
Throwing
the new Millennium TV
Yeah.
monitors that are huge.
huge. Threw them at each other, but didn't actually hit each other, just hit each monitor.
It was cool though.
And then
sold it.
Yeah,
Something
and
different though.
well
do you know what I
then
mean?
they picked up the keyboard and rattled it.
Awesome, man. The
That
keys
was
went
class.
everywhere.
Yeah,
That was
that
awesome.
was cool. That was cool. And then what Mason said in the ending was shocking. And then is it Diamond's wife comes out?
Kimberly Page comes
Yeah,
out.
she comes out, stands up with the thing, and I'm thinking, Buff's going to win.
But,
I thought that was
Yeah.
but she came out when the referee was at an 8 count.
Yeah.
And the match ended when the camera was on Kimberly Page.
I know.
Yeah.
The finish happened when something else was happening.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Why? Ruined it.
Also, I think Bagley hit a lovely elbow drop off some sort of cage thing through the wcw.com.
that was
thing.
ridiculous.
I thought that was horrible.
But I like the fact that it was like
No.
it was in a wcw.com area. Like it's just random. Like why is there a tail for wcw.com?
It would've been-
Why not just use the real commentators?
It would have been cooler if he climbed to the top of the stand.
Good call. Yeah.
He climbs to the second bar.
Yeah. I just thought it was different.
And then the commentator called it a high risk move.
Right.
When I climb up the stairs at college, that's more high risk than what he done. Climbing upstairs.
Yeah.
He done 2 steps and then fell into the table.
Just thought it was different. This is something nice to see.
Different, but not in a good way.
Yeah, okay. Then I thought the referee had a hard time doing the 10 count because it's
Oh,
the last man standing match, obviously.
Yo.
So
Every
the
move
referee,
was a count.
the referee got to a 9. They both got up. DDP elbowed him, and then the referee counted to 9 again, and then they got up again. Like they're both up, elbow drop. Oh, the ref's like, alright, fuck. 1. Pull ref.
And he was
Oh,
counting on
I
the
know.
apron for some weird reason.
Yeah, he wasn't in the ring.
poor ref.
And then the 10 count was too fast. It was
Yeah.
1.
Every count was
2,
too slow,
3.
and then there was 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
So
So that.
I'd have counted fast if I was that ref at the end of the
Yeah.
day.
There's a recurring theme in this. Every match had slow counts until they finish where it was
1,
just
2, 3. So maybe they did do the finish. Maybe that's true. Maybe I'm just talking straight there, but it's an observation. Nearly finished. Match number 10, the finale of Triple Threat Theatre. Billy Kidman versus Shane Douglas's surprise entrance. Now this was build up, right? That Billy Kidman's going to wrestle a mystery opponent.
Oh my.
Is someone coming from the WWE?
I don't believe it.
Is someone coming from New Japan?
Surely not.
Is someone coming from ECW? No. Billy Kidman is wrestling The Wall.
bring on the wall.
Bring on the wall.
Can I read out everything I've wrote for this match?
Yeah, go on,
It's like 2 sentences. Kidman's third match. The fuck? Hell in a Cell. The Wall. He looks like he's
The
from
Wall?
the fucking Matrix.
It's just a hell in a
No,
cell.
I just wrote. I just
Oh
wrote
my
so
How
word.
many,
even used the cell? It wasn't even a Hell in a Cell because there was no reason for it.
There was no
They
reason
just
for
thought,
this.
we're going to put a cell around the cage, the ring, not use it. The match will last 10 seconds and the wall will.
The match was a few minutes long.
I just wrote so many strange gimmicks because the wall just comes out in a suit for
The
some.
Wall?
Yeah.
Oh, no, because that was
Who's
because
the
he was
Wall?
someone's bodyguard.
No, but what are these bloody
Corporate Kane
gimmicks?
Defo stuck his head.
Corporate
Oh,
Kane.
right.
Fucking
Corporate-
Cage went, the wall looks fucking
I'm
classy.
going to wear my business shoes.
Yeah, I fucking hate it when people don't come out in wrestling gear.
Yeah.
And don't wrestle in wrestling gear.
Yeah.
And he's a fucking.
David Flair came out with a Halloween Havoc t-shirt.
I
on.
had his suit on with like tape round his fists.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose is on the threshold of
Yeah.
please.
The Wall, man. I remember this one quite vividly from my childhood. It is a caged heat match, guys. It's fellas. It's not a Hell in a Cell. Caged heat.
Caged heat.
No, what it's called. It's like if TNA the now was to go. We're going to have a Chamber of Eliminations match, and it's a big cell with 4 pods. It was like that, like
Like with an Indian match.
aye,
Not like the Punjabi match, not like you watch
hilarious.
TLC furniture match.
Just written, just a shite Hell in a Cell. Why is it there anyway? And why throw it away? If we're gonna have a Hell in a Cell, do it
That
right.
was pointless.
What
He's done
the
all
hell?
this build up with the 2 matches before. Oh, it was done great. He's won these 2 matches, even though the first was shite, the second one took too long. But oh, he's done brilliant. So the third one we're going to have, right, we're going to make this worse than ever. We're going to have this
Hell
guy
in a
with
Cell.
no gimmick come out in a Hell in a Cell that's not being used.
The War. What the hell?
Whoa.
Right. It's time for the first of your double main event. If Kevin Nash wins, he becomes the commissioner. If Terry Funk wins, the NWO disband. And of course, it's a hardcore match. Why not? Terry Funk versus Kevin Nash.
I liked it.
This was actually pretty good.
No,
Yeah.
no.
I thought it
I
was
just wrote poor Terry,
good. I
man.
know.
It lasted too long, and
It was-
it was like watching Undertaker matches now.
Yeah.
It's like,
It did last for way too
Oh,
long. It's a
no,
good
he's gonna
example of
die.
another old school hardcore match. There was
Yeah.
a lot
it
of
was
wrestling.
alright. It was alright. But
Terry
just
sold.
Terry
Yeah.
Funk, man.
Terry just sold.
He was
And
awesome.
it
He
was
was
getting
good
to the
selling.
point where you were just laughing because it was just
But the
selling
funny
that
thing is,
much.
you guarantee it was his idea.
Yeah.
Like, you
Awesome blade job as well. The blood that came out his face was
Yeah.
awesome.
destroy me, Kevin Nash, please.
Kevin Nash jackknives him through the announce table. Quite like how the WCW announce tables just explode. Like they go everywhere. Like the WWE ones are kind of they fall in a right way.
That's a shite now.
Yeah.
The
Aye, they are
WWE
too.
claps in like stages. It
Yeah.
goes dun,
Yeah.
dun,
But that they just exploded. It's awesome.
Okay.
Awesome jackknife. Funk's selling is out of this world.
Yeah.
I love it how when they've got the chair, right, they're hitting them in the back, obviously because they don't want to hurt each other with the head.
Right.
And then the crowd boo, they go, hit him in the face, hit him in the face. Funk hits him in the head, and then Nash puts his hand up to protect himself, just like any regular person would do, and the crowd boo. It's like, no! Get a concussion!
Like the old days!
Come on!
Cool thing, cool thing of the Kevin Nash thing though was when he was inside the ring.
Yeah.
After he put him through a table,
That
he
was
was
quite
shouting if he crawls back in the ring, if Terry Funk crawls back in the ring, he can have his commissionership. Or
Yeah.
whatever it was.
Oh, you can keep
And
the
then-
commissionership.
Yeah, he can keep it, and then like after like a couple of minutes, Terry Funk gets back in the ring, and then he's
goes-
just like, "No, I lied."
Lying son of a bitch. And
Yeah.
that was cool.
I just thought it was quite good.
Funk builds a table with the chairs, and he gets the jackknife through it. Awesome finish.
Good,
Yeah,
good
really
match.
good
It was a
alright.
highlight.
It was
a
alright.
highlight
Yeah.
of. I don't know.
Go on, Jack.
I said to you before we started this, we were a couple of hours ago, I'm sure there's a bit in the match where Terry Funk, Kevin Nash and Funk gets put through the chairs. And that's what you want. You want to remember these moments.
The big moments, yeah,
the
you're
big
right.
moments. So the fact that I remember that, I mean, that was a big moment. It really did look cool. There's a bit where Nash hits him over the back with the chair and then sat the chair down. And I thought, Terry Funk's just going to have a seat and be rest.
Aye.
I genuinely thought he was just going to have a seat and go, oh, I'm fucked. I'm fucked. It didn't work. I thought that would have been cool.
It was
Funny.
great. There's a bit, I don't know what happened, but he got like elbowed in the back or something, and Funk actually did a headstand on the apron, and then at one point they were just waiting to see what was going to happen, and
He
Funk
just-
just head first to the floor.
Like a Funk version of the Ric Flair drop.
Yeah,
It
oh,
was
it was
just,
awesome.
Oh, it's so cool.
But yeah, amazing finish. The highlight of the night was that finish.
Yeah.
Jackknife through the table chair, the chair table.
The chair table.
Yeah,
The chillable.
really cool.
Oh.
Right. And your main event for the World Heavyweight Championship, Chris Benoit versus Sid Vicious, with Arn Anderson as the special guest referee for no reason that was ever explained to us.
That a good lineup.
Good lineup,
Aye,
yeah.
Aye.
I wrote get to fuck Arn. Stop talking.
I know. Aye.
Oh yeah.
I want it to be a good match. Give it a good match for the people in all over the world.
It was
a
like
good match.
It's like the people who came before you, make them proud.
Make them proud. Good
I
match
know,
for the people. Give it a good match, guys. I was like, shut up. Can get to it. Fuck me.
The intro was really good. I thought like it was like the UFC was like classic build up. Okay, it lasted a bit too long, but
Yeah.
it made it feel big, and especially when the roster came out, it
Yeah.
just made
Yeah,
the
roster
whole
came
thing
out
seem
of character.
big.
That was
So
first thing
the
I
whole
noticed.
roster came out and stood on the sort of their version of the Titantron to watch the show. Thought it was really nice of Meng to stand at the back because no one would be able to see over his hair.
Yeah.
Michael Buffer
Yeah.
was used by WCW very, very often actually for the main events just to make it feel a bit bigger.
I thought
Everybody take a
it was
guess
decent.
to how much Michael Buffer was paid for each individual WCW appearance.
5 million.
Are we talking in millions or are we talking in thousands?
Millions easy.
Thousands.
Thousands.
Never mind.
Okay.
Never.
700,000.
I'll go a bit lower. I'll go 200,000.
Okay. No.
Damn
These
it.
are both too high. You're all too high. But you need to remember here, WCW is a dying company with very, very little
I
money.
just went for stupid.
They owe so many people money. They can't afford to be doing this.
I just assumed they would pay him.
Per appearance, Michael Buffer was paid between $25,000 and $100,000
Jesus.
for saying though, just for being there.
Whoa.
Let's get ready to rumble. Up to $100,000 for doing that, and WCW owe companies money, not
Yeah.
wrestlers, companies money. They're in millions and millions of dollars of debt, and they're still paying Michael Buffer when they could just get the ring announcer to do it, who's making that salary anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
What is these decisions being made? I understand they want it, to feel big, to feel like a legit main event,
Yeah.
and it did. To be fair, Benoit and Vicious,
It was good.
they
Yeah,
came
it
out
felt-
like
it felt
main
big.
stars.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit is out of this world, man. He's so good.
Well, he is out of this world.
I know you're gonna say that. Sid is huge and pish.
Huge.
Heavy breather.
Heavy breather.
Very heavy breather.
It takes Chris Benoit to make Sid Vicious look good. Benoit wins the world title, and I stopped taking notes.
I wrote, Sid not selling the diving headbutt.
Oh yeah,
Which
you were pretty
annoyed
angry
me.
about that.
It was another not selling thing for me. But yeah.
Quote from the commentators: Sid's legs are so powerful, strong, big and long.
Nice.
What the fuck?
What's the need in the stealing of the Hulk? The Hulk up.
The Hulk, the sit up.
The Hulk up.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm going to Hulk up now. Here we go. I'm just going to ruin this. I'm just going to steal someone else's thing. What the point is that?
I've actually
What's
wrote a
the
lot,
need?
but most of it is useless. I miss Benoit.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I think I rate that every time I see him.
Yeah.
I'm also, he is a ridiculous seller. Because that was the
Nah,
best
he's
one
good
of
at
those
selling.
matches.
Awesome.
Well,
So
his
good.
that match. His
So
selling
good.
was fucking phenomenal.
So I like the ending as well, though.
The ending was
The
good.
ending was
like
good.
the ending,
I
how
wrote-
Benoit breaks the submission or the pin,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the legs underneath the rope, turns it into the tripper's crossface. Sid does the same, but Arms doesn't see it.
He
He
tapped
just
out.
doesn't
And he
see it.
tapped out straight away, which I thought
Yeah.
was bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, good finish.
Just looked like his legs weren't so big and strong.
Yeah.
I couldn't stop watching David Flair standing out of character, just with his hands in his pockets, like, oh, it's alright.
Yeah.
He seemed to have calmed down
I
since
know.
his last. Oh, it's alright.
Nah, it's quite good, isn't it?
I have all these mental issues seem to just kind of wash away.
Yeah.
at that
Right,
point.
man, that's why I go home.
Aye.
Yeah.
Basically what he was
Had a good
thinking.
night.
We
Won
all
my
did.
match. No, I lost my match.
They all did look like they wanted to just go home.
Yeah.
Then I'd think his back turned for most of it. Actually, he was
Yeah.
just looking about like.
Yeah.
But this way, the roster by that point didn't want to be there. They didn't want to be there, and that's why the big stars wanted there. Not to do injuries. They didn't turn up because one, they probably weren't getting paid,
Well, apart from Bret Hart.
and two, obviously Bret Hart. Yeah.
No, they were getting paid, and the issue with WCW is they had guaranteed contracts,
But
so they didn't need to show up, and they still get paid.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That's exactly why they weren't there.
Yep.
Because they realised what was going on, and they just wanted to turn up, and they were still getting paid big bucks.
Yeah.
They were still paying
So much money.
100,000 for that announcer, and then it was just an absolute shithole of a place by this point.
Yeah, make a noise for it. Just make a noise for it.
Yeah, an absolute bleep, an absolute.
Right. Okay. So we're gonna do a wee. Let's take it for a spin. Ding ding. Mason with no nickname. Positives, negatives of the show. You've got 2 minutes. Go. Overall, how would you think of Sold Out 2000?
Shite. It was like there was 2 good spots. Obviously that's exaggeration. There was more than 2.
Yeah.
I'm just saying 2 to exaggerate how little spots there were, wrapped in a sandwich of pure shite. Some of the shite was funny, but it was still shite. Just good smelling shite, like shite that'd been perfumed. There you go. 2 minutes.
Okay. Fraser.
Oh, it's my turn.
Favourite bits of the show.
There's some good. I don't, that's a tough, more difficult question. You've stumped me there. I don't know. It just didn't seem to go very well. It didn't seem very creative. Just a bit boring.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought there was a fine mixture, like it's bad, and then it's good that it's bad. There's like things that you like because they're bad, and it's just it's funny. Because we watched it thinking that it was, some of the bits were alright, it's fine,
Yeah.
but some of the bits were just downright terrible.
Yeah.
The thing that annoyed me was just the people just no selling stuff, making it seem worse than what it was. It was poor. I'm just going to say poor.
Poor pay-per-view.
Poor.
Jack Boy.
Poor.
Yeah, really poor pay-per-view. My highlight probably was the Terry Funk getting put through the chairs, and that match overall. It's so surreal to kind of look back at a pay-per-view that, like I said to you earlier, I used to create a wee den in my bedroom and watch, and used to love watching it. In fact, I've watched it 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
Because oh my god,
It's wrestling.
I used to love it. Now I'm looking at it going, well, that was fucking shite. But if I'm honest, great choice of pay-per-view to do, because in the last video, which we just talked passionately about what we loved about it, we talked passionately. In this case, we were able to show the fact that we understand now
We
Yeah.
don't like
how
certain
bad
things.
it could be.
Yeah.
Because
Good point.
people can say, oh yeah, look, these guys, they think they like wrestling, but what do they know? Well, we'll show you what you fucking know. We can pick out a bad pay-per-view pretty fucking well. So yeah, but
Cool, man.
yeah, I look forward to the next one.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was quite an interesting concept. I kind of like doing it. I thought it was quite fun.
Yeah. It is fascinating to me, and people give me a hard time all the time. Why do you still watch old wrestling? And it's not because I want to see what happens. 'Cause I know what happens. It's old wrestling. And I'm pretty knowledgeable. The one thing I know the most about in life is wrestling. It's because I grew up with it all my life. It's fascinating for me to watch these things, just to think, put myself in that position. If I'm, my age right now, as big of a wrestling fan as I am right now, and my position in life right now, and if this pay-per-view was to happen now, or if this was 2000, would I have loved it? Would I have hated it? What? And it's just the people in the audience, they sit and going, I'm so happy I paid for this ticket. You know what I mean?
But back then they were.
Exactly.
Because back then that was not the level. There was better.
Mate.
There was better stuff going on. However, they were loving it.
14,132. That's a huge crowd for a
Yeah.
pay-per-view in WCW.
They were loving it.
WCW pulled 8,000 per show.
So to answer your question, to answer what you're thinking,
Yeah.
you would love it back then.
Yeah.
Right now, you'd be hating it.
Of course.
Right now, you would be despised.
My favourite parts of the show, I thought Kidman and Saturn was good.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed Kevin Nash putting Funk through the table, the chair thing. I think Chris Benoit is exceptional. I actually didn't realise how good he was until I kind of thought about this show. Fatal 4-Way was a bit of fun. I think Billy Kidman's good. That's me clutching the straws, to be honest with you. I think the commentary team did really well of trying to actually keep it together. Always good to see Charles Robinson. And yeah, there you go. So a wee fact I want to tell you about that I thought was incredible, just to show you how much of a sinking ship the WCW was. Pay-per-views these days in 2017 has changed because they've got the WWE network. And wrestlers got paid back in the day due to the amount of pay-per-view buys they got. So say, like for WrestleMania 17 is the first pay-per-view, or the first WrestleMania to ever get 1 million buys.
Cool.
1 million people paid whatever amount of money to see that show, right? So all the wrestlers in the show got paid loads of money because 1 million people sat and watched it.
Yeah.
So pay-per-views obviously used to average, and if they get paid, depending on how many people watched it. And now it's different because it's just contracts now because it's network. There's no pay-per-view checks.
Yeah.
WCW sold out 2000, 115,000 buys. 115,000.
That's not very good, is it?
115,000 buys. I mean, it's still a lot of people. Give me an estimate of how many people bought Royal Rumble 2000, which took place a week after sold out. Wrestling is not dead in 2000. Wrestling is about to hit one of the biggest parts of its entire tenure of being a sport, and it's pulling 115,000 people. 115,000 buys.
I don't know why, but I've got a feeling it was lower.
I'm going to go...
Just for controversy.
No.
So
I'm going to go
okay,
700,000. That's my guess.
I'll go for 850.
No, it's not so much of that.
420.
Oh, come on.
420.
Just wait.
590,000 buys.
No, closest then.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, look at me.
Let's do some math. We probably don't need it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
For what?
But then again, like you can't like just that pay-per-view, which is just like the standard pay-per-view to a Royal Rumble, though. That's like if you're going to say, do you want to buy Battleground or Royal Rumble?
That's not the point.
All right, okay, sorry.
Right, that's not the point. Because back this time, every pay-per-view was huge. TV ratings were getting millions.
Yeah.
And WWE still get 2 million viewers a week, right?
It's
on
still
TV.
Royal Rumble people.
You're right, aye, and it does have an edge. It does have an edge that it's Royal Rumble.
I know, I get you, I ruined your wee story, but sorry.
475,000 more people watched the Royal Rumble than sold out. And WCW, I don't know if they knew about the Royal Rumble at this point, like they knew how well it was doing. But they must have been thinking, what are we missing here?
Yeah.
Because back, a year or two before, pay-per-view buys were equal.
Yeah.
Because wrestling was huge.
Yeah.
Everybody was watching wrestling. And at this point, everybody's still watching wrestling, but they're all watching WWE.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? 115,000 people are all WCW fans, or people who are like us who just love wrestling, who are wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Whereas the Royal Rumble might pull in, some casual fans or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I've got it here. The WWE pay-per-views for the rest of the year. The only other one that comes close to that is WrestleMania, which WrestleMania in 2000 did 824,000 buys. Unbelievable. King of the Ring 2000 did 475,000. SummerSlam at 570,000. Survivor Series 400,000. So WWE are fucking blown out of the water.
Yeah.
The best year they've ever done in terms of money, in terms of buys. WCW, an absolute sinking ship. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. WCW sold out 2000. They definitely did sold out. Sold out. Match of the night.
Main event.
Benoit Sid.
Yep.
Terry Funk and the Big Sexy.
I'd go main event now.
Yeah, I'll probably say the Terry Funk match. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you all enjoyed. I wonder how that's going to go down. It's over an hour and 10.
That's
Longer than the first podcast, just based on one show.
Oh, jeez.
Question is, what do you want to do next? You want to do another bad one? Did you enjoy the fact we did it? I like the fact of crafting it. Yeah.
Yeah, we could do bad WWE.
I think
We
that'd
could
be
do a
good.
bad WWE or a good ECW.
But the
WCW.
The difference is though, we could do a bad WWE for quite recently.
Hey, take it back. Hey,
Yeah, we could. I don't want to do
could
that.
do a bad WWE from
I
quite
wanted
we
to
should
recently.
do any.
I wanted to one that there's not really much context in though. Like we had no idea why David Flair was mental, and I quite like that.
Yeah.
So we did one for a while ago.
Yeah.
TLC and Stairs. because there was
It's too recent.
but there was politics to that. Not politics. Politics is not the right word.
Yeah.
There was. It was backstage.
Controversy to that, yeah.
Because it was a protest. They were saying to Vince, "Look how much better NXT is.
Yeah.
This is shite. So we're going to protest. We're going to purposely put on bad matches."
He's got a point.
Fraser
There's stuff to that.
and I went to the NXT house show in Glasgow the week before TLC stairs, and every time the advert came on the screen, the place booed.
Everyone pissed out.
Yeah,
Really?
they chanted NXT. That is when NXT was the
That's when
best
NXT
ever, man.
That was,
fucking amazing. It's still good now.
It's good, but it's
It's just
not.
not as good. It's because everyone's left.
Yeah.
That back when Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens,
Neville.
Neville.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Adrian Neville.
Yeah, sorry.
Now he's Neville, the king of the cruiserweights.
The king of the cruiserweights.
Cruiserweight.
I
Oh
didn't
God,
know-
what happened to my voice there?
I didn't know Neville was Jamaican, boys.
King of the Cruiserweight.
Kofi Kingston, man.
Good thing
Right, we need to end it there. 'cause
Oh,
we'll
sorry.
We'll start rambling.
Right, bye.
Okay, thank you very much for listening, everybody. Thanks, lads, for joining me.
No problem.
Until next time, it's been a blast. Cheers, folks.
Yeah.
Yay.
Seven sounds in my